Decoded.
Welcome back to Book Decoded, everybody, where we, like we always do, we crack open insightful books and we kind of apply all that wisdom to modern life.
Yeah, today we're diving into a classic. It's surprisingly relevant here in 2025. Sun Tzu's The Art of War.
The Art of War. Okay, now I know what you might be thinking. Isn't that, a bit too much battlefield for my Wednesday morning commute, But trust me on this one.
Yeah, The Art of War is so much more than just military strategy.
Okay.
It's really a deep dive into psychology, leadership, and frankly, winning, winning in any situation.
I like that. Winning.
Yeah.
So how did a book, written centuries ago in ancient China, how did it become like such a timeless classic?
Well, if you think about it, Sun Tzu was a high-ranking general strategist.
Right.
He understood the complexities of conflict and human nature.
Right.
His insights into leadership, deception, and adaptability are just as relevant, in the boardroom today, even in personal relationships as they were on the ancient battlefield.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating how some things never change. So what were some of the historical moments when The Art of War saw a resurgence in popularity?
Well, one example is during the Sung Dynasty around the 11th century. After a period of peace, China experienced a wave of rebellions.
Oh, wow.
And suddenly everyone from military leaders to scholars, was revisiting Sun Tzu's wisdom.
It makes sense that during, times of upheaval, people turn to the classics for, guidance.
Right,
It's like
right.
we're hardwired to seek out that strategic thinking when things get tough.
Yeah, exactly. And Sun Tzu offers a framework
Yeah.
for navigating those challenges. He provides a roadmap for assessing the situation, understanding your opponent, and ultimately making smart decisions under pressure.
I like it. Okay, so let's get into some specifics here.
Sure.
What are some of the key principles that we can apply to our own lives today?
One of the most powerful concepts is the 5 essentials for victory. It's essentially a checklist for success in any endeavor. First, you need to know when to fight and when to walk away.
Okay.
Sometimes the most strategic move is knowing when to hold back.
That's so true. It's about picking your battles carefully.
Exactly. The second essential is assessing your strengths and weaknesses,
Okay.
as well as those of your opponent.
Right.
Whether you're facing, a competitor in business or a challenging situation in your personal life, understanding the playing field is crucial.
Oh, that reminds me of that classic saying,
What's that?
know thyself and know thy enemy.
Absolutely.
Love it.
And the third essential is having leadership that inspires.
Okay.
Sun Tzu believed that a strong leader can motivate their team to achieve incredible things. Think about a sports team with a truly inspiring coach.
Yeah.
They can elevate the entire team's performance.
It's amazing how one person's leadership can make such a difference. Okay, what about the other two essentials?
Yeah, so the fourth is adaptability.
Okay.
In a world that's constantly changing, being able to adjust your plans and strategies is crucial.
For sure.
Sun Tzu famously compared a skilled general to water,
Interesting.
effortlessly flowing around obstacles and finding the path of least resistance.
That's a powerful image.
Right?
Being adaptable is like having a superpower in today's world.
It is.
Okay, and the final one.
And finally, the fifth essential is understanding the terrain. This doesn't just mean the physical landscape,
Right.
but also the psychological and emotional landscape of a situation.
Oh, okay, so it's more nuanced.
Yeah, it's about knowing the nuances and complexities of the environment you're operating in.
So it's not just about knowing the facts, but also understanding the emotions, the motivations,
Right.
the potential pitfalls of a situation.
Precisely. It's about reading between the lines and
Yeah.
anticipating how things might unfold.
This is all starting to make sense now.
Yeah.
Sun Tzu was way ahead of his time with these insights.
He was. And what's remarkable is how these principles can be applied to so many different areas of life.
Right.
Whether you're negotiating a deal, leading a team,
Yeah.
or even just trying to make a difficult decision.
Right.
Sun Tzu's wisdom can help you navigate the complexities and come out on top.
Now let's dive into another fascinating concept from the book, the power of speed.
Yes, Sun Tzu, he understood that timing is everything.
Right.
In both warfare and life.
Okay.
He famously said, speed is the essence of war. Take advantage of the enemy's unpreparedness. Make your way by unexpected routes and attack unguarded spots.
So it's not just about being fast, it's about being strategic with your speed.
Exactly. Sun Tzu, he emphasized the importance of choosing your moments carefully
Right.
and striking when your opponent is least expecting it.
It's about being agile and adaptable, like a martial artist who can, move swiftly and decisively to overcome their opponent.
That's a great analogy.
Thing.
Sun Tzu believed that prolonged conflicts drain resources and morale. Makes sense. So a swift victory is always the most desirable outcome.
That makes sense. Dragging things out can lead to, unnecessary losses and complications. It's like that saying, strike while the iron is hot.
Precisely, Sun Tzu's insights into speed are particularly relevant in today's fast-paced world, where opportunities can appear and disappear in an instant.
Yeah, you got to be ready.
Right.
It's about being able to seize the moment and, make quick decisions when necessary.
Yes, but it's also important to remember that Sun Tzu distinguished between, stupid haste and strategic speed.
Okay.
He cautioned against rushing into action without a clear plan.
So it's not about being reckless. It's about being prepared and then acting decisively when the time is right.
Exactly. Think about like successful entrepreneur.
Okay, yeah.
They're constantly scanning the horizon for opportunities.
Yeah.
But they also know when to wait patiently for the right moment to make their move.
So it's a balance between being proactive and being patient.
Yes, and that balance is something that Sun Tzu mastered.
Okay.
He understood the importance of both speed and timing in achieving victory.
This is giving me a whole new perspective on decision-making.
Good.
It's not just about making the right decision, but also about making it at the right time.
That's right.
Okay.
And speaking of making smart decisions,
yes,
let's move on to another fascinating aspect of the art of war.
Okay.
The use of spies and intelligence gathering.
Now, this is where things get really intriguing.
Yes. For Sun Tzu, spies were essential for gaining a strategic advantage.
Right.
He believed that knowing your enemy was just as important as knowing yourself.
So it's not just about brute force. It's about using information wisely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sun Tzu advocated for creating a network of spies to gather intel on the enemy's movements, intentions, and weaknesses.
It's like having eyes and ears everywhere.
Right.
Always staying one step ahead of the game.
Yes, and he even categorized different types of spies.
Oh, interesting.
There were local spies, recruited from the enemy's population.
Okay.
Inward spies, who were enemy officials persuaded to switch sides.
Wow.
Converted spies, who were double agents.
Oh, double agents. Okay.
And doomed spies, who were deliberately fed false information to mislead the enemy.
Doomed spies. That sounds pretty intense.
It does, but Sun Tzu understood that deception was a powerful tool in warfare.
Right.
And sometimes sacrifices had to be made for the greater good.
It's fascinating how these principles of espionage can be applied to, modern-day situations.
Right.
Think about business negotiations or even political campaigns.
Yeah.
Information is power.
It is.
And those who can gather it effectively often have the upper hand.
Absolutely. Sun Tzu's insights into intelligence gathering
Yeah.
are as relevant today as they were centuries ago.
This has been a real eye-opener. I'm starting to see how the art of war is so much more than just a military manual.
It's a guide to strategy, psychology, and leadership, and its principles can be applied to any situation where conflict, competition, or decision-making are involved.
So what's the key takeaway you want our listeners to walk away with from this discussion on speed and intelligence gathering?
I think the most important lesson is that information and timing are crucial elements of success in any endeavor.
Right.
Whether you're an entrepreneur, an athlete, or just someone navigating the challenges of daily life.
Yeah.
Understanding your opponent or situation and choosing your moments carefully can make all the difference.
Great advice. Now, it really is a book that's full of surprises.
It is.
We've covered so much ground already, from the 5 essentials for victory to the power of speed and intelligence gathering.
Right.
But there's one more, crucial aspect of Sun Tzu's thinking that I think will really resonate with our listeners, and that's his emphasis on adaptability.
Yes. In a world that's constantly changing, being able to adapt is essential for success.
It is. It is. And Sun Tzu, he believed that rigidity
Yes.
Is the enemy of victory.
Yes.
He stressed the importance of being flexible and adjusting your plans, based on the ever-changing circumstances.
Exactly. He said, do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances.
Oh, that's interesting, the infinite variety of circumstances. So it's not about sticking to a rigid plan no matter what.
No.
It's about being able to pivot and adjust your approach as needed.
Yes, and he compares a skilled general to water effortlessly flowing around obstacles and finding the path of least resistance.
It's a beautiful image of adaptability. It really is. That reminds me of the saying, be like water, my friend.
It is. It's very fitting.
Yeah, it is.
He also emphasized the importance of understanding the timing of events.
Okay.
Knowing when to strike, when to retreat.
Right.
When to press your advantage and when to hold back.
Yeah, it's all about reading the situation, sensing the right moment to act. Kind of like surfing. You've got to catch the wave at the right time.
Precisely. Sun Tzu understood that war, like life, is a dynamic process.
Right.
A constant dance between opposing forces.
It's about being in tune with that dance. Being able to anticipate the next move and react accordingly.
Yes. And this brings us back to Sun Tzu's ultimate goal.
Okay.
To achieve victory with minimal effort.
Efficiency, I love it.
It's not about brute force. It's about using strategy and intelligence to achieve your goals in the most effective way possible.
Sun Tzu, he understood that every battle, every conflict comes at a cost. He wanted to minimize those costs, whether it was in terms of, lives lost, resources depleted, or time wasted.
That's right.
So it's about being strategic, not just in the big decisions, but in all aspects of life.
Yes.
It's about choosing your battles wisely, conserving your energy, and focusing on what truly matters.
That's a great way to put it. Sun Tzu's The Art of War is a treasure trove of timeless wisdom.
It is.
It's a reminder that even in the midst of chaos, we can strive for clarity, strategy, and ultimately a peaceful resolution.
That's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the art of war.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights that you can apply to your own life, whether you're facing a major challenge or just trying to navigate the complexities of daily life.
Remember, knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep decoding the world around you.
Until next time, stay curious and stay strategic.